What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Alright, so yes, I'm back for the very first time ever playing Final Fantasy Origins. And, yeah, should be fun. This is a game I've been wanting to play for a while now, obviously. You know, get to play the Final Fantasy games that kind of started it all. I've been trying to get a little bit more into Final Fantasy lately. You know, widely regarded as some of the best RPGs out there. So, you know, I figured I'd get into some of these, you know, try out some of the older ones for the first time, just for shits and grins. And, yeah, there's one thing I'd like to say, though, before I get, before I get started here. And it's about the last recording session that I just did. So I just finished that up, and so I want to explain, like, why I ended it the way I did. So I was playing a game called, what was it? Remothered Broken Porcelain. It's like a horror game. And the thing about a lot of horror games is that, like, they tend to be very, like, dark colored. Like, the overall coloration of the game tends to be very dark. And unfortunately in my studio, like, the way my studio, like, is laid out with, like, the way the windows are positioned, because I record, like, early in the morning, you know, because that's when my dad is away at work, and that's really the only time I have to record is early in the morning. And the way that the windows are positioned here in my studio, like, light just pours in, like, from the sun. The sun is, like, in the sky at, like, in the morning at just the right angles to, like, be super annoying, so, like, if it's a sunny day out, like, light just absolutely pours into this fucking studio. And then it reflects off the TV, and it's basically impossible for me to see anything on the TV if I'm playing a game that's very dark, you know, that has a very dark coloration. So I was honestly just getting frustrated, because the other thing, too, is that my curtains absolutely suck. Like, these curtains that I have in this bedroom are absolute dog shit. Like, I swear to God, they're the most cheap-ass piece of shit fucking curtains that money can buy. Like, they fucking suck. Whoever manufactured these fucking curtains should be fucking fired and or put out of fucking business. So, they're really stupid, first of all. They're very, like, see-through, so they don't do that good of a job of blocking light. But the really stupid thing about them is that they open in the middle. Like, they're curtains that open in the middle. And my studio's not very big. Like, my studio's not very big at all. So I understand, like, having curtains that open up in the middle if you're, like, you know, if it's, like, a big room, you know. But if it's a small room, having curtains that open in the middle is just fucking retarded. So, yeah, I fucking hate these curtains because they open in the fucking middle, which is fucking stupid. And it's just irritating because there's no good way to close them in the middle. That's the other thing that sucks ass about the design of these curtains in my studio, is that, like, they fucking open in the middle and there's no good way to close them in the middle, like, entirely. So even if I close the curtains, you know, to try to block out the light, they're still open in the middle, and then the sun ends up being, like, at the perfect angle where it shines literally right in my fucking eyes, and then it's impossible to see anything. So what I ended up doing, hopefully I won't have that issue again. I'm able to close the curtains entirely now. What I ended up doing in between this recording session and the last one, because I'm doing this game and Remothered, which I did earlier today. So what I did in between this recording session and the last one is that I took a bunch of electrical tape, because I have a lot of electrical tape in my studio. I took my electrical tape and put a bunch of pieces of electrical tape on the curtains and literally taped my curtains shut in the middle. So hopefully I won't have that issue. I'm now able to close my curtains entirely, without having them, you know, have any holes or spots where the sun shines through, except for maybe on the very end, but that's not that big of an issue. But luckily I'm able to close it entirely in the middle now, because I just taped it shut. It took me, like, I swear to God, it took me I spent a good 25 minutes just taping that shit to, you know, just cut a bunch of pieces of electrical tape, just taped that shit shut. So hopefully I won't have any more issues with that. I apologize for the way I ended last recording session. I know that was very, like, unprofessional of me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I usually, I'm going to be honest, I usually don't apologize for anything that I say or do on this YouTube channel because apologizing in this day and age is fucking pointless because, you know, people have already made up their minds that you're an asshole, you know, once you do something. So apologizing in this day and age of cancel culture is entirely pointless. So I usually don't apologize for anything that I say or do, but I really do feel like the way I ended last recording session was bullshit on my part. So I do want to apologize for that. It's just you guys, again, I wanted to explain that so that way you guys understand where I'm coming from, you know. I was extremely frustrated. I couldn't see what was going on the TV because, again, I was playing a game that had a very dark coloration. And, you know, I'm not trying to diss that particular game, Remothered or whatever. It seemed like a very interesting game, and I do want to play more of it in the future. It's just I can't play the game if I can't see what's on the TV because the sun is pouring into my fucking studio and reflecting off the TV, and I can't see shit, you know. For some games, especially horror games, you know, you want to be playing in a dark room because a lot of those games do have a very dark coloration, and it's easier to see what's on the TV if light is not reflecting off there. Like some games, it doesn't really matter, you know, if you're playing like a lot of JRPGs tend to have like, you know, lighter colorations, you know, like things like the Atelier series or, you know, in a lot of cases, Final Fantasy. There are some dark areas and whatnot, but generally speaking, these kinds of games have a lighter, overall a lighter coloration, so it's not as big of a deal, you know, if you're playing in a room that's, you know, lit up or has a lot of, you know, light reflecting off the TV. It doesn't matter for these kind of games. But when you're playing a game like that, you know, like a horror game that has a very dark coloration and then you have a bunch of light reflecting off the TV, you can't see shit. And it's just fucking aggravating. So bottom line, at the end of last recording session, I was just aggravated. You know, there's no two ways about it. I was just fucking pissed because light, you know, was reflecting off my TV and I couldn't see, and it kept, you know, I kept dying because I couldn't fucking see where I was supposed to go or what I was supposed to be doing, and it was just frustrating. So I'm sorry I got so pissy at the end of last recording session, but again, I was just frustrated because the curtains in my studio, which, again, my studio is also my bedroom, you know, Basement Cave Studios is basically my bedroom. Well, not basically, it is straight up my bedroom. But, you know, the curtains in my studio, you know, Basement Cave Studios, just, these curtains absolutely suck. The design is stupid for this particular space, and these curtains are just absolute fucking crap. But luckily, hopefully, now we're good to go, because again, like I said, I was able to close them in the middle by taping them shut using electrical tape. So hopefully that will help when I'm playing, you know, darker games and shit like that. So I just need to remember, you know, whenever I'm doing recording sessions, I just need to remember to close the curtains entirely, and hopefully we'll be good to go now. Even when I'm playing, you know, darker style horror games, you know, hopefully, you know, there will be less light pouring into my studio and I'll actually be able to, you know, see what's displayed on my TV without any issues. So again, hopefully I fixed that issue. Again, I just wanted to explain that to you guys so you guys know where I'm coming from. I'm sorry that I ended last recording session the way I did. Again, I was frustrated. I was pissed off that, you know, these curtains fucking suck and that my dad spent probably $2 on these cheap-ass garbage fucking curtains, which I've hated since the time I moved into here, you know, into my dad's house. I've always hated these fucking curtains, but hopefully now I have that issue resolved. So again, I usually don't apologize for shit that I do, because again, apologizing in this day and age is pointless, even if I do genuinely feel bad about something. But I do genuinely feel bad about the way I ended last recording session. It's kind of childish on my part, but again, I was just pissed. I was just pissed. You know, because I couldn't play the game properly because of all the fucking sunlight pouring into my studio and reflecting off my TV, making it impossible to see what I was doing on the TV. So, again, I apologize for the way I ended last recording session. It was wildly unprofessional on my part. Not that I really act that professionally on this channel anyway, but yeah, I'm sorry. That shit was just pissing me the fuck off. So, Yeah, but again, like I said, hopefully we have that issue resolved now. Hopefully we should be all good to go, and that should not be an issue moving forward. So hopefully, taping up that curtain in the middle, taping up the curtains in the middle, hopefully will allow them to be at least somewhat more effective. I mean, these curtains still suck, but at least they're able to block out light a little bit better now. So again, hopefully that won't be an issue moving forward. But either way, that's enough talking. We're here to play Final Fantasy Origins for the first time, which is a game that contains both the original Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy II. This is a PlayStation 1 game, which was apparently released in 2003, which is kind of weird. I didn't think any PlayStation 1 games were released this late, but okay. Interesting. But yeah, either way, I wanted to try like some of the older Final Fantasy games just for shits and grins. And I actually bought this game like brand new, which is very rare to find like brand new PlayStation 1 games anymore. But yeah, I actually got this game like brand fucking new. It had the shrink wrap and everything. So yeah, pretty cool. Either way, I'm excited to play the Final Fantasy games that started it all. So let's do this. That was pretty cool. I think I just killed the moment. Huh. Interesting. I'm definitely going to go with easy mode because I've never played this game before. I know I'm going to get roasted for it down in the comments section, and quite frankly, I don't give a rat's ass. Huh. Yeah, definitely good to have a warrior. What's his name gonna be? Go with my normal name, I guess. Alright, we have Azoth the Warrior. Maybe I don't know, should I go with a thief or a monk? I kind of want to go with a monk just for shits and grins. I feel like a thief would be useful, though. I feel like I should just stick with this group. Kind of want to go with a monk just for shits and grins, but I have a feeling a white mage and a black mage will be useful, and a warrior will be useful, basic combat. Thief might have their own special uses as well. Kind of want to go with a monk, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll stick with thief. Why not? And it is kind of cool that you get to name the characters, though. Alright, so Azoth, Ozark. Yeah, we'll stick with the white mage. White mage? Who will the white mage be? I know. Cyphus. Wonder if you can fit more letters in if you use some capitals and some lowercase. No. Okay. Well, either way, that'll work. Usually I spell Dr. Kid with 2 D's, but whatever. Alright. So we have Azoth the Warrior, Ozark the Thief, Cyphus the White Mage, and Dr. Kid the Black Mage. This will be fun. Alright, well, either way, we're going to get this journey started next time, so stay tuned for that shit, and until then, peace out.